Okay, I've been asked to do a quick walkthrough of one of these questions, so I'm going to take a look at question number 8, and then hopefully that's enough that you can do question number 9 on your own. So let's take a quick look at what number 8 is asking us to do. So number 8 says, write a polynomial in which there are 3 terms. Each numerical coefficient is 1, and the greatest common factor is st squared. So we need a 3-term polynomial. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write blanks for those 3 terms. I need to fill these boxes. And when you have 3 terms, there has to be addition or subtraction between them. So I'm just going to randomly choose addition and subtraction for these ones. Now it says each numerical coefficient is 1. So that means that there's no numbers in front of them. You can put a 1 there if you want, but generally it's just going to be composed of letters. And it says the greatest common factor is st squared. So that means that each of these terms has to have at least one s. So I'm going to make this one have 1, and since it's the greatest common factor, one of these 3 terms has to have just one s. So I'm going to let this one have the s, and then I'll give this one an s squared, and let's give this one an s to the 5th. Now these are just random numbers I'm choosing here. The only one that wasn't random is just this s to the 1. And the reason it's s to the 1 is because I was told that the greatest common factor is st squared. So one of these terms has to have a single s if that's the greatest that there is amongst the 3 of them. And now this says that we have the t squared. Each of them has to have at least t squared, and one of them has to have exactly t squared. So I'm going to give the t squared to this one, and then the other ones have to have at least t squared. So I can give this one a t squared as well if I want to, and then this one will give it a t to the 4th. Okay. Now the greatest or the coefficient of all of these is 1. I could put the 1 in front of it, but that just makes it look messy, so I'd rather not have that there, so let's take it back out. Now part B says write your polynomial in factored form. So I know that this is the greatest common factor. That's what I designed it to be, st squared. And now I'm going to divide it out of each of these terms. So if I divide away one s from here, I still have an s, and I'm dividing away 2 of those t's, so I have t squared. Here I'm taking st squared out completely, so it's the whole thing. So when I divide something by itself, the answer is 1. And then over here, s to the 5th divided by s is s to the 4th, and t squared divided by t squared is gone, so this is just s to the 4th. So now that's completely in factored form. So the next one is very similar, except that they've actually given you a greatest common factor that has a numerical coefficient of 3. So 3 needs to divide into all of the numbers that you put in front of it as well. So give that one a try.